What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream Wednesday. Share the stream, give us a like if you're enjoying it. It's going to be a good one. Boy, oh boy, does it feel good to be right community yesterday. I'm glad that Bitcoin recovered for many of you. I saw you guys buying that dip like mad people. Interesting stuff. Will it continue? We'll have a look at it today, along with our normal market analysis. See you very soon, guys. Three, two, whoa, wait a second, one. We are live, guys. Hello and welcome to Wednesday Market Analysis. Boy, oh boy, it's going to be a good one. Welcome everyone, the community. Quick shout out to a few people here. We got Sapphire. Good to have you here, Sapphire, as always. We've got Mike. We've got obviously our mod Dave in there and everybody else. Oh, so many of you coming through. Many, many names. Truly Messiah, Kara, Stacy. Great to have all you guys here. So, Bitcoin yesterday, of course, we saw a really big spike down, followed by a massive spike up. If you haven't watched today's video, we did a special edition on, of course, the strategy that everyone's talking about right now, the Wyckoff event. Now, is it happening? It's pretty much as perfect at this stage. In fact, I actually posted it on Twitter. I said, mirror on the wall, where is Bitcoin going? But somebody, you know, they made a better one. Look, they had better words here. They said, surely it was mirror on the wall. Will Bitcoin rally or will it fall? That is actually smart. That's big brain. That's what happens when I get into the Twitters. But check out this little picture here, guys. Look at that. It's almost picture perfect. Obviously, a little bit faster on the spring side here, but beautiful overlay image there. I really enjoyed that one. So we are seeing probably what looks like a typical Wyckoff event. Now, if it is a typical Wyckoff event with, let's say we believe BT shorts coming out of the market, the giant whales are coming out, this is all positive news for the cryptocurrencies. I think that, you know, some people got liquidated yesterday. Now, I don't have the liquidation stats. I must admit I didn't go looking for them because I'm comfortable enough. But does anyone actually have it out there? Maybe they can share it with me in Discord right now. Does anyone know how many people got liquidated, how many positions got liquidated through there? We obviously saw huge volume, but with the whales taking out their shorts and beginning to implement longs, this is the type of thing you want to see. We obviously had huge volume coming through this exchange here. You can see the increased volume, only rivaled by the Fearful Day. Actually, it was bigger than almost every other one of these days over here, which is strong, which shows, again, volume doesn't lie, really. It means there's heaps of buyers and heaps of sellers and heaps of transactions. So volume does not lie. And because we see this volume, because we see the current Wyckoff event playing out with the lower low that again is trapping basically leverage positions, people that have 30,000 as a stop, people that have 29,500 as a stop. Now we theorized this would be the level as well. We had a few lines. I'm not going to say we didn't. We had a few lines. One of these wicks the 29, the 28.8, or the 28,000. One of these wicks we theorized would be purchased off, and it certainly was. Bitcoin is all important for the rest of the cryptos. ADA, it's made a recovery. Good percentage, 20+% over the last 24 hours. You can see it over here, ADA 124. But it isn't the one that's ultimately going to save us in the crypto world. The only thing that can save us is Papa Bitcoin. Because when Papa Bitcoin, like J Powell, does the right thing, then we know we're saved. And, you know, I'm actually pretty interested in these little candles here. We've got the long leg doji, and then more indecision. So we're clearly coiling here, waiting for whether we want to go down or whether we want to go up and continue with this strength. Let's just quickly break down this 2-hour chart as well. Let's go in the 2-hour. Actually, we have to go even lower. Let's go 1 hour. See how it's coiling here? Do you know how much I would love to see a break of this resistance? 560 viewers out there. Do you know how much we would love to see this? Because if we did, oh yeah, then we can start to really rip it up to the next level. The next level is going to be around 36K. There might be some problems at 35, but you know what? This is the type of coil that you want to see. I also really love that it's repaired all of these lower peaks. Now, what have we been doing, community, together over the last couple of weeks? We've been rotating into hyperstonks. Why have we been rotating into hyperstonks as a community? We've been doing it because it's so important to see these recoveries occurring. Lower peaks, lower peaks, lower peaks. Suddenly we're coiling above the lower peaks. Hey, that's the type of thing that makes me excited about the markets. Now, cryptocurrency, the big problem with it is always going to be it's susceptible to tweets. If Elon Musk or some other random person or some country or obviously J Powell or anyone else says something negative, or China or whatever, who knows? If those things happen, we're stuffed for the time being. That's the problem with Bitcoin right now. The susceptibility to FUD, or the susceptibility to dodgy news coming out, is the biggest issue we have with this. It's not really the technicals right now. We've got a great resistance. The resistance got busted. We're consolidating. If we breach this resistance to the upside, that's great. If we come back down to this level here, which is a possibility, we should hopefully find trendline support, previous resistance, role reversal, moving averages, everything's there, and it's all trying to hold this thing up. And if this thing holds up, your Ethereum's going to go up, your ADA is going to go up, all of your crapper coins are going to go up, and generally that's what's going to happen. But at this point, it's all about this coin. It's all about where do we see this? Is the resistance going to be broken through? Let's see what the community thinks. That would be huge, says Sprint Cog. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. John Calvo says, I don't know. That second to last green volume could have been down volume for the bulk of that move down. I'm sure it was. It always is. It always is. The reason the volume is so big is because it's a huge amount of sellers and a huge amount of buyers. So just remember, like we've had big volumes before. Look at this one over here. Look at this. That's a lot of... What, is that even that big a candle? Yes, because this was the candle that was caused by Elon Musk. This is when Elon Musk is like, yeehaw, I bought with Bitcoin, with Tesla money. Everything's all good. Huge amounts of volume came in. Big amount of buyers, big amount of sellers. That's all we're looking for. Don't think of it so much as, oh, it's a green volume candle or it's a red volume candle, because that's not what it's about. It's just about the fact there was a lot of transactions and who ultimately won. The buyers won. What did they do? They created a gigantic hammer candle for us. A big beast pin bar hammer candle. Has that hammer candle followed on with momentum at this stage? Yes, it has. So I'm excited. I'm hoping that we're going to begin the recovery here. And I hope that people are just starting to understand that these are things. Now, don't go looking for this strategy, guys, everywhere. Don't be like, oh, I see a Wyckoff over here. I see a Wyckoff over there. Oh my God, there's Wyckoffs everywhere. Because guess what? It's not new. Anyone that's been in TA for a long time knew about this strategy. It is subjective. It is incredibly difficult to trade correctly. And you will see it everywhere, kind of like head and shoulders, kind of like channels, kind of like double tops and double bottoms, and you will stuff it up. It's like Elliott wave theory. Can you really be like, oh, I'm in 5th wave or 7th wave? Can you use it as an investment strategy? Yeah, you can. But it's very difficult to time all the time in the markets. It's very difficult to do that. So what we want to do is we want to ultimately think about big brain. The psychology of the market is the key for us. What does the big guys, what are they doing? What are the whales doing? What's Wall Street doing? That's what we do every day here. We try to break down and simplify that market for you guys so that we understand what Wall Street is doing as much as possible. So at this point, as somebody said, there's demand zone and supply zones. It's all the same lingo. All we're trying to do is understand the basic psychology of what the price action is telling us. And then if we have a great strategy that's got to do with basically thieving money from the poor to pay for the rich, and it makes a lot of psychological sense, and we're seeing it, plus our lightning bolts, plus our standard strategies, beautiful thing. But don't just rely on this. It's just not that good. It's good, but it's not that good. You know what I mean? So BTC, we broke that down. We'll go over to the stock markets in just a few seconds. Ethereum looks almost the same. But Ethereum, of course, a little bit weaker, a little bit crappier. Hasn't quite broken or breached those kind of lower peaks coming through. ADA, a little bit crapper, a little bit weaker. And that's because BTC will lead the charge this time around. Like it always does, it will lead the charge. It'll be the number one. Then all the other coins will start to reprice to it. They'll move, of course, in succession. And then if the market does repair past, let's say, like a 40K or something, we're getting a lot more. But I'm going to be watching these 4 hours and these long leg dojis, and I'm looking for a breach of that 34 kind of 450, 500 zone. That'll be the key point that I think we break down today. So, yeah. Marvin the Martian says, everybody why-coughing, everybody why-coughing. That's right. That is correct. Emerging Event says they are great comments about Wyckoff and Elliott. Yeah, they're great theoreticals to understand, but we want to be involved in the market psychology as much as possible with the price action. We want to bring it all together. I always say this in our course, and whenever I've done mentoring in the past, 3 to 4 separate reasons to be in any trade, guys. It's the mantra, 3 to 4, 3 to 4. We want separated reasons to be in everything we do in life. US 100. You don't just go into I've been watching Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares. No one probably cares about this, but I watched some of those and I think, how in the hell did you ever start a restaurant? Are you insane? These people are insane. And I'm sure if you've watched Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares, you know what I'm talking about. These people are insane. They open restaurants. One of them opened like some kind of seafood restaurant. He didn't even like seafood, didn't even eat seafood. That's not going to work out for him. That is not going to work out for him. US 100 is continuing to bull here. If we go to the weekly, it's all really about this, which is that long leg doji indecision at the top. I'm starting to feel pretty good about this whole US 100. How are you guys feeling about June into July? What do you guys think? June, July, bullish maybe? Then followed by maybe end of July, a little bit bear? What do you guys think? Give me the time that you believe the market is going to go down. Is it going to go down tomorrow? Is it going to go down a little bit later on the year? I would love to know the month. And you can even say third week June, third week, well, not third week June, but third week July, whatever you want. Tell me right now which one of you guys has got the biggest brain and is going to tell me when the market is turning around. But when we look at this chart, now it's really kind of beautiful in many ways. It's had multiple pullbacks throughout time, multiple pullbacks to the 20. Got strong buys. We're at a new peak. I mean, it could turn at any point. We know this. That's the market. But that still looks relatively bullish. I don't see any reason to be scared just yet. And actually, I think tech hasn't done much. To win our webinar just before, by the way, click the link in the comments, guys. Subscribe to our second channel. Let's get that thing up to 1,000 if we can. We've got 971 viewers right now. Hopefully, we can get to 1,000 over there very, very quickly. It's just to where we post our webinars and a few other tids and bits, which will be good. Let's have a look here. Apple. What's happening here with Apple? This thing hasn't done anything for a long time. We got to remember, in July, August last year, it was doing nothing after that. Higher lows, though. I mean, this chart, I look at this and I think, damn, that looks good. That looks damn good. But you know what? I think it's an early warning sign as well. Because guess what? We go up here. Don't make a higher peak. And we come and start testing off this trend line again. And we do this. I am scared if we see something like that. No. We'll be there. But at this point, higher lows, beautiful kind of tests of this high. And it could be ready to, make on to the 150 train. It makes sense. It's done nothing for quite some period. But notice we had that August period. And if you go back and watch the channel's videos, I might have been one of the only ones going crazy about how September was one of the worst months of the year. And we used the stats there. And it certainly did turn out to be, a bad time for the rest of the market. August, September, no good. And that's what was occurring. So it was, I think that this market is prepping to try to break through here. Let's see what you guys say. So end of August, says Simon. Cool. That's interesting. ACK says SPY. What are your thoughts? We'll check it out in just a few seconds. Victor says first week August. End of August. August, early September, Carl says. August, September. August. July. Mid-July. So most of you people are most of the community seems to think that the market is going to be in weakness sometime around that back end into July, August, September period. Interesting stuff. So we've got a little bit of leeway here where the price action is actually looking relatively bullish at this stage. Apple looks good. We've got some questions coming in about AMD. We will do that. Trishan says Tilray looking for squeeze potential. We'll check that out very, very soon as well. So plenty of things. Taylisa Shipper says, plus AAPL was pumped by Kramer last night. Oh, no. If Kramer's in on it, we better get the hell out, guys. No, not Kramer. And not the Kramer from Seinfeld. If you're not sure who Kramer is and you're kind of getting into stocks for the first time, Mad Money that's a scary show. Kramer's very scary man. Very scary man. Let's go over to AMD quickly. Now, we talked about this one yesterday and we said, it's back on support. We've got this one twice now. I actually think it's looking all right. So we had the previous resistances. It came down from our nasty trend line, which we'll talk about in a second. It hit down here and it actually had a nice little 15-minute double bottom with a great little trade on it. This is a good scalp trade. If you're looking for scalp kind of concepts, this is kind of like a classic case scalp concept where you have a support line on the higher time frame. You create a little 15-minute double bottom. You get a little breach here. You jump on in. And then, of course, you take that up to the previous little levels over here, which is the distance of the double bottom. So it makes sense why AMD was actually not a bad trade. And we definitely signaled the idea of the technicals behind this one yesterday. But what I want to do is I want to break down the daily with you guys, because for AMD, it's got runway. It's got potential. But we need to get through this nasty downward trend line. I mean, every time AMD has these great days on it, it fails around this zone. Is it doing the recovery right now? I'd say yes. Based on that, kind of 2 hour, the 15-minute, 1 hour, all those time frames, we've got some nice support still at around this 82.20. We've got some recovery coming through, and I would like for it to put the good work in today and go and test the trend line again. And of course, if we breach this downward trend line, then we're looking at further participation phase for AMD. So I think things are definitely looking up here on the AMD charts. They are looking pretty good. Kenny Long says market went up after major people say crash. Such a trap. Yes, when everybody says crash, here's the truth that I didn't know. But I wish I knew this. If I could go back to 10-year-old me, to 5-year-old me, I would say, Tom, you need to learn this word. And you need to learn what it means. And I'm going to write it down here. This word here. Okay? When this word is uttered in the mainstream media and everyone talks about bubble, is there a chance that we crash at that point? Yes or no, chat? What do you guys think? Get the big brains out. Bubble is the word. Dig Dug, $5. Could you take a look at Big and share your thoughts? I certainly can. We'll do that in just a few seconds, Dig Dug. What do you guys think? Tim Harrington says, Tom, check out Costco's breakout. I went to Costco yesterday, so I supported you if you own Costco. We have Costco here in Australia, guys. Great place. You know what I like about Costco? Generally, everything on their shelves is at least a decent standard. I'm very impressed by that. Very, very impressed. So everyone's saying no. Yeah, you guys know. That means bull run. Exactly. When they mention bubble, it means we are in a bubble. Don't get me wrong. When they mention bubble, we're in a bubble. However, it will not crash. When it crashes is when they say, how much further can this go? And they start to become believers. When they're believers, we're dead. The whole market, it's going to explode. When they become believers in the mainstream media after their bubble articles, so find the bubble articles, and then they become believers of how great everything is and how great all these levels are, we know we're about to explode and things are going to go bad. That's usually the tell. It's the easiest way to figure it out. Let's have a look at the US 500 today before we do Big for Dig Dug. I wonder if Dig Dug uses his name because he used to play the Dig Dug game. I think that's a game. Here's the resistance breach that we got during Papa Powell's statement. For anyone that doesn't know, Powell basically said nothing of interest, which is pretty much what he usually says. The only thing that is of interest there is that he's like, hey guys, just like 2014, 13, 12, 15, whenever you want to look at it, we didn't raise rates back then. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. We basically just waited till the economy was like going so insane that we were like, we'll put it up 0.25%. So they're going to keep the tap on for low interest rates, at least at what they're saying right now in the markets. And this is leaning towards exactly what Wall Street wanted and the type of thing that does get the markets to go to these new all-time peaks. So US 500 breached this level. It's come down to the 20 moving average. Now, interestingly, on the futures contracts here, you can see the CFD, the futures contracts, has hit the 23 times. It's bounced once, bounced twice, bounced 3 times. And this would be me leaning into the idea that this is actually going to be a bullish day. I mean, when you think about it, you have a rejection, you have a bullish candle followed by that's the momentum here. This is the US 500, so it's trading right now. It looks all right. Let's have a look at the SPX. Let's get the real market and have a think about what happened yesterday. So we hit the resistance. Are there going to be bears at the resistance? Yeah, of course. At an all-time peak, you're going to get some resistance selling, especially after having another nice breakout day. Based on the futures, you would have to think that things are looking bullish. Let's have a look at the 15-minute chart. 20 moving average. 20 moving average. Previous resistance could act as support as well. 42. So the S&P 500, it's slowly kind of meandering its way to try to get to this new peak over here. I think it looks all right. I don't think this is a strong breadth market. So what I mean by that is we've got US tech, we've got, what else have we got? We've basically got biotech, healthcare, a few other sectors going strong. And then we've got actually a couple of weakening sectors as well. So like any market, usually you want like 80% of it kind of going along and hitting all-time peaks and blah, blah, blah. This is probably going to be a sick rally. I would say it's going to be a sick rally similar to last year. Led by tech, led by the others. Thank you very much to the viewers coming in as well. We've got 1,200 viewers so early in the stream. Thank you very much, guys. Remember, smash that like button if you do enjoy the stream. We always appreciate it. Let's check out Big Lots for Dig Dug. Big Lots. And you said, what are you looking at, Tom, here? Okay. So we know it's false broken twice, which instantly tells me I don't like the technicals on it. And that is the main problem. So if you have like a beautiful market that's kind of meandering around, creating a channel, and it breaches low and closes out and then fails, and then it breaches high and closes out and then fails, what does that tell us about the ability for us to use technicals on this chart effectively? It's not that great. And you know what I then have to do? I've got to go and I've got to say, you've got to wait for a breach. You've got to wait for a pullback, and then you've got to wait for a smaller time lightning bolt. because you can't be sure this thing's not false breaking on you every time. Are you stuck in a channel? Yes. Is that channel, if it does breach to the upside, likely to go the distance? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But I'm not happy with these breaches on both sides, especially this downside breach. And this upside breach, you could be forgiven, I guess, by saying, well, previous resistance, the close, never technically got above that. So what I would be looking for is probably this, actually. I'd probably take a bigger distance, see if that hits like a level. So that will hit about $80. I'd probably say 80 is a good target. And then I would be going boom, 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 and then take the lightning bolt. That's the kind of way that I would approach this chart, because I don't like the false breakies. False breakies is not cool. Chosen says, y'all messed up for not pressing the like. Sheesh. Thank you very much, Chosen. Appreciate the support. Stephen Aldrich says, sick as in ripping? No, sick as in disgusting. No, I don't. I just don't like false breakouts. It makes me sad. It makes me sad seeing those. We got JT coming in with the super chat, $4.99. Hello and thank you for your show. No worries, JT. It's always good to have you here. What are your thoughts on BIIB, Biogen? Is there more downside even with this pre-market bump up? I have puts on this. Okay. BIIB, Biogen. So we have not made any amendments to the line. Not made any amendments to the line. This is the zone that we theorize Biogen should come back to, because it had that massive news day. That was a FOMO euphoria news day, followed by obviously not so cool. I think like the daily 20 makes sense, but somewhere here, like if I was looking at this chart, I'd get like a little box out. Where's my box? My rectangular box. And I would put that across this chart. And I would basically say, hey, this is the type of zone or area that I'm interested in potentially taking longs on BIIB. Now, you go down to something like a 2-hour chart and you think about it and you think, does that look that good? Some people say, oh, there's a bullish hammer here on the 2-hour, whatever. The main problem is going to be we're in a downtrend at this point. So if you've got puts on this, and you're trying to figure out whether you should continue selling it, I think you're in the beginning of the red danger zone. Somewhere in here, I expect some buying pressure to come back through. If you want to watch it and you want to think, oh, well, I'm going to keep following it down, possibly there's like something going through here with a series of lower peaks. 20 moving average on the 1 hour as well. It's sold off once, twice. So if you've got puts, potentially 20 moving average down, 20 moving average down. You follow it that way. Tough one. I don't know if I'd bet against my biotech industry right now, JT, but that's the kind of thing I would be looking for. So hopefully that helps you out. Linus Walker, $9.99. How about Goog? Bull flag breakout. I think Alphabet's going to make, or Google's going to make some pretty serious coin over the next decade too, unless they get crippled by government taxes. These guys, I've been theorizing this for years with Facebook and Google, and I'm not sure what you think about it, community, but I've been theorizing this concept of maybe there is a chance that we will get out of this idea of being able to use blockers, ad blockers, that is. And when ad blockers, let's say, get banned or at least made more difficult, kind of like the torrent concept years ago, where Netflix and all this other stuff came out, but at the same time, really governments cracked down hard on torrents. And it kind of made them less popular and they didn't work as well and they got banned through. What if ad blocker was to be removed? Let's say that did happen. Now, if you have never heard of that, don't install ad blocker. I'm not promoting it. Please watch my ads. Watch all of the ads. Click on all of the ads. I don't care if they're 30 minutes long. You got to watch them, guys. You know what I mean? It's all good. That I live off the ads, guys. I live off the ads. Nah, it's all right. You do whatever you want. But the point is that if they took ad blocker away, would they make tons of money? Hell yeah, they make even more. So I like Google. Now you're wondering whether this is a bull flag breakout. Let's have a look on the daily. I don't know about bull flag. Usually with the flag, what you're looking for is you're looking for a little bit of, downward momentum, kind of like that. So it looks like a flag and then pull. Is this a consolidation? Yes. It certainly is. Now, what time frame may you be looking at? Let's have a look. A raise. Somebody saying, Sam saying, Goog AI good for future. Yes, they've also got, of course, one of the stronger potential robo-taxi fleets with their internal businesses. So while Google is really bad at usually buying other companies and then, or not buying other companies, coming up with new concepts and then killing their own concepts, Stacadia or whatever the hell they bought out last year, they do have some amazing IPs. Now you're looking at this from a breakout perspective, and I think you're correct there because you're basically saying, hey, look, we've rejected, and we've got finally a bullish close. So you've got all this random stuff, you've got a bullish close, and yes, I would actually take the distance of at least this channeling kind of range and extrapolate that out as my target, and probably something like more like 2600 would be what I'm looking at. On Google because it makes some sense. So yeah, I like the breakout yesterday. I think that's good. I think the right kind of candles, and you notice the little sneaky long leg doji over here, guys. The long leg doji, beautiful long leg doji, decision made, closure above. So yeah, that actually led to further bullishness, and it's kind of like this with all the FANG. If we actually look at the FANG itself and the FANG index, yeah. Beautiful breakout here. Very strong. And it looks great. It's hard to mess with this because you know what? It just looks really strong at this point. It's hard to mess with the US 100 or the FANG. So Linus, thank you very much for the $9.99. Appreciate your very generous donation. I wouldn't call it a bull flag, but I would call it a breakout. DP Magna, $5. AMC on 5-minute trading view chart has shown 4.5 shares traded in the 4 to 4:05 p.m. interval for the last 5 days. Seems odd. I'm not sure about that, but let's have a look at the squeezes anyway. Let's go to AMC. So AMC is down 0.94% yesterday. Our lines are holding up really strong. Did anyone get this line yesterday? Beautiful support. Wow. It shows that AMC is trading in a range and that we probably are going to get an explosive buyout, a buy or sell very, very soon. Now, of course, all the apes will say it's only buy, Tom. What the hell are you talking about? There ain't no sell. But both prices move correctly because we take the range, we extrapolate it out to the downside, pushes into the $40-ish level. And AMC has been very technical actually throughout the whole squeeze events. We've been following it. We've got some great levels here on this one. You'll see a little long leg doji on the 1 hour. So maybe a breach up here. We get back to the 63 today. I'm not sure about the massive amounts of shares traded near the close or at the close. But if there is a huge amount being traded there, that's probably execution. Possibly there could be. I know a lot of people talk about conspiracy of it's people having to liquidate, etc., etc. I don't really want to speculate on which one it is. The point is the price action is showing us that for now AMC is in a trade range, and if it breaches out here, the participation should lead to that higher level. It should lead to the 74 plus, and that would be sweet if it does occur. Of course, we've got to be scared of the 72, but yeah, that would be what we're looking for there. GME actually had some nice movement on it yesterday. Let's have a quick look at the daily volume. So daily volume was slightly up. Long leg doji on the close. We've theorized for a while 240 is the key level here for GME to start the pumpy area. Let me have a quick look at stock tweets and see the general chitter chat today. So I'll bring this on for you guys. Here we have the most important ones. Oh, I didn't even see how much Torchlight got smashed yesterday. Yeah, that sucks for many people. But it's going to be unfortunately, that is going to be what happens here. So we don't have GME. Oh, it's hit in the top 10 still. Let's have a look here. Message volume slightly down. That little uptick of message volume has me interested though, because you've kind of got to be early with these things. You've got to pick early or understand the price action on these squeeze stocks so that you're not the one here or here. You don't want to be anywhere here. If you're here, you're the really smooth brand 8. You're the one at the back of the pack. and you don't get any food, because when you get to the camp, all of the really smart apes, they've all eaten your food. They ate your food. You don't get anything. You're starving now. You're starving. So don't be the one up here. Be the one that notices there's a change. And when this kind of chitter chat increases, remember, I actually think StockTwits is the easiest way to go look at it. Hey, if it, there's all these monitor apps and all this stuff that we go out there and it says, oh, this is going up. They're all, you know what I've been doing? I've been following them for you as a community because I wanted to see which ones actually work. And they're generally crap, actually, because they're not updated correctly. They don't follow it correctly because I think they're novicely coded, a lot of these. And that's the problem with it. We want the chitter chat to be up. And the cool thing about StockTwits, not affiliated with them, is that you can kind of just scroll through and just see the general lines of what people are doing. And it's so funny to read some of these comments. They're awesome. I do love reading this one. But this saves you a lot of time. You just come in and have a look at that message volume. People still holding TRCH for the priority shares / dividends. Also the new shares of MATTF. Yeah, look, people will hold it, but you've got to be a smart ape. You've got to be a smart ape, not the... You want to be like that really smart ape in the Singapore Zoo that used to be there. Well, it's not an ape. I think it was a orangutan. Did you know that they let their orangutans just float around the zoo? They just like walk around the zoo, guys. If you ever go to Singapore, go check out their zoos. They're cool. They don't even have fences. It's like a tiger and there's like a little like moat. It's like a little share moat in the middle and then the thing can't come and get you. I'm not so sure about that, but that's what they do there in Singapore. Over here, we have long leg doji. So we get a little closure above here, and I'm actually thinking that's good price action. That's good price action here on the GME. So I'll be watching. We're watching this one. Cautiously optimistic on the GME, I feel. We also had one the other day, which was Wish, and that closed above that 12, and you saw the big breach it got. And again, the volume was increased. It was actually very stable. It was increased. We breach, and then all the apes start piling in, and then it's, of course, a bit boring since that point. All right, we'll keep going through some of these donations. Thank you, DP Magna. Appreciate that one. Thank you to the subscribers as well coming in. It's awesome to see. We've got John Leong, New Zealand, $5. That's a dedicated American market trader if you're a New Zealander. Possibly the worst time frame in the world to actually be trading the American market. So, John, I appreciate your support. And at least daylight savings time is probably saving you right now. So what are you saying here? Can you have a look at skills? We can have a look at skills. So skills gave us some recovery before. It then breached this resistance, which I thought was pretty good. I did think it was pretty good. It came back down, and the problem with skills has always been that it is kind of trading in line with a bit of a meme kind of concept. Because this is a short stock, shorted stock, if I don't remind. I think it is. But it's also, decent company as well. So you've got a bit of a trend line here on the way up. You can see it at least through the last couple of times. What I'm more interested in, though, is this price action here in between all of these moving averages. So this is a daily chart. We've got rejection, 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 long leg doji, indecision. That's a coil. That's a spring. And when the market breaks either way, it should be good for a decent move. Now, if we breach to the upside, what does that mean? Well, of course, if we breach to the upside, we're going above a really cool level, $20. We've got long leg doji, which shows this indecision candle. In the private community, by the way, look at secret tips. I posted a big rambling video about why that's such an important candle in the zones. And when you breach this kind of area, it should start to create some nice participation in it. So for skills, it's all about this level, and I would love to see that breach probably at the $20, but 1988, get above the long leg doji after all this coil that's occurring here. I would even love to see nice volume coming through with the breach. So check that out. Ulrich Nielsen, big supporter of the channel. DKK $20. S equals Sherritt. Intel 4-hour bull flag. Cheers, Tom. S. I thought it was Intel. There we go. Thank you very much for telling me which one it is. That is very, very important. What is this? Minerals Other on the TSX, $200 million company. So not that big. We've obviously done it before because otherwise I wouldn't have these lines here. I think we've trapped price, community. We've done it together. We've trapped this one down. We've got support. We've got resistance. Interesting. We're basically just sitting in the channel. I mean, man, I don't know if I'd be concerned here. There's very little trade. I want this thing to breach this 59 for you so you can move up to the 70. We're on support. That's really all I can say at this point, Ulrich. It's on the support, and I hope it holds for you if that's the correct stock. Weekly? Okay. Yeah, it's pretty much where it is. A few people are spamming me with Clover Health. They want to have a look at it. Let's have a look. I see the weekly with the big spikes. Today, 10.85%. So this came down to the zone, previous resistance, previous support. Yesterday, had some action on it. Today, 10.85%. So to put it in perspective of where the hype is going, we can probably go back to one of our top things to look at, which is actually the stock tweets. And we can just put CLOV in here. And we can just actually click on it. And there's a reason I'm going to do this. And it's got to do with message volume because we can see the humps. So really, in comparison to where it was last time, it's still very, very, very low. Yet the price is up 10%. So if we crescendoed, let's say, to the 50K mark, do we think more apes will be getting in? Yes. If it goes to the 75 mark, well, where do we think price will be? Somewhere around last time. So you've got to think if this message volume improves throughout the session and we get lots and lots of stuff, and you can see here 43 million shares short yesterday, and people are like, yeah, that's right, we're going to kick your ass. So it's come back down and it's starting to spike up. So that is already a positive for CLOV. If we think about the price where it got to, obviously it's been to the 28s, it's been to the 24s, the $20. We're only at $13.92. It does make sense that this is going to be one that's got some interest on it today. Do I like this level? Well, I think it's at the resistance on the open. So you're going to want to breach because you've got previous support, resistance. I want that to breach so we can move towards 16. So your key levels are 16, where it is right now, which is $13.90, $14. And then, of course, 14 to 16, 16 to, you could say, the moon, because at that point, it's very, very difficult to find any exact key zone. But yeah, it does look all right. CLOV looks all right, and it's one of the ones that is moving right now, probably moving the most of all of these squeeze stocks. In fact, most squeeze stocks seem to be up this morning. Let's just quickly go around all of the market, see what's moving. Cool to see Tesla there. So we got Carvana, Toyota, BioNTech, Moderna on the red side. On the green side, we've got Tesla coming back alive. Actually at resistance. We'll do Tesla in just a few seconds for the Tesla fans out there. We've been talking about how we're getting more bullish on the charts. Tesla has been a horror. I've been covering it every day. It blinds me in the morning because every day I look at it and I'm like, why do I have to do Tesla again today, guys? But I do it for you because a lot of you want to take a look at it. At least it's been more exciting over the last 2 days. And that's not because price has been moving. Hey, it hasn't. It's just been doing the right type of price action that we want. Square actually is only up 0.59. I think it should be up more considering the nice Bitcoin recovery and the bullishness we've seen across the board there through all of these hyper stocks recently. Square's been kind of lackluster because of that Bitcoin stuff. But yeah, Tesla, Coinbase, Biogen, Baidu, Alibaba, these two stocks well worth starting to look at. JD as well, which we'll check out in a second. All of our favorites are moving through. Let's go to the speculation list. Click the pre-market here. We've got CLOV, 10.37%. Riot Blockchain, 4.28. Mara, 3.47. Okay. Tilray, one we have to look at a little bit later, 0.98. Interesting. On the red side, these AMC down on 1. Money is certainly flowing a little bit out of AMC and going into others at this stage, which kind of sucks. ACK $5, thoughts on DE? Is the dip over and already recovering and going back up with the SPY? So these are the ones in the short potential. We've had all these. I still want to kill Crocs one day. We're going to get it, boys and girls. We're going to get Crocs. Not yet, but we'll get it when the time comes. Is the short over, you're asking, with the old John Deere? So we theorized that there was a little bit in this. It hit our first target, which was 320. So this was actually a Wyckoff event. This is definitely a key Wyckoff event. If you're ever looking at another very good kind of case scenario for it, we spotted it. We talked about it. Nice. It did kind of the things that we wanted it to do. In the stock market, if you're going to short a stock, you have to be nimble and you have to be quick. And unfortunately, you can never usually take the full profit target of what your expectation is. Now, do I think John Deere's short is over? Ultimately, no. I think that if it comes back to this zone, it could certainly have a short. But because of the bullishness coming back into the market at this point, I could see it do something like this. Yeehaw, and then move on over. Something like that. But I'll be watching it here, and we've still got it in short potential because we'll wait for it to get to that zone. If it does, maybe it hits the 20 moving average here on the daily and then rejects. These are the type of areas that we're looking at. But yes, yesterday's price action does make me think that at least we're getting to that daily 20. The daily 20 makes some type of sense, and it is strengthening here. I'm not convinced this isn't going to short off. I mean, when you put John Deere in perspective, I still think the 50 is going to be hit sometime this year by this stock. But yeah, maybe it hits the daily 20 or the weekly 20 first. So we'll be watching. I'll keep you updated on all of these. All of them are coming back to those key levels. And that's okay if we're bullish in the market. The only one that's getting smashed right now is CAR. Now, that's a sugar hit. Doge. That's a Doge coin, that one. So is the dip over? I don't know if it's over, but I will be looking at this next level. And you've got to be nimble and fast. And that's why we have the first profit targets. And if you're going to, you basically have to scale out of shorts. There's just no easy way of shorting the market successfully. You've got to be in and out. It's a more advanced technique for sure. Rick Allen, super chatted $5. I'm learning a lot on DKS, looking for a good price to exit. Well, you know I can't give you a price, but we will have a look at DKS. And this is another one of those stocks that most likely is sugar rushing out of control. Now, there might be a couple of good sessions for these. You know, the thing is that even though it's a consumer discretionary trade, we're going to see spending throughout the summer period. We're going to see increased spending into Christmas in the US and around the world as all of the world comes out of what's been, you know, a crappy time. And people are like, hey, I need to be outside. I need to be doing things that make me happy because I got the crap mental health, which is a real thing, by the way, for people that's been trucked in. And this is why these stocks have been doing so well. So if you're wondering where to get out of something like this, I mean, you basically have kind of like your top end ascending channel here. You can see the resistances and how they are being hit. So we're thinking somewhere around these levels, this 100, because every time it's gone up here and hit around this zone, you've seen weakness. So it's very, very close now to the top. And it might keep going for a little while. But you know what? If it breaches down here, we've got big problems with this stock. This is not a stock that I would sit there and go, oh, I love holding this forever. Because that is an absolute quantifiable. We know it's a sugar rush and we know it cannot be sustained. It might be sustained this year with the free money flowing around, but it probably will not be sustained next year. It's just impossible to sustain this kind of growth. You know what I mean? Like, how can they sell any more sporting goods? Eventually, everyone has the sporting goods and they go down to a more sustainable growth, which might be at 3 or 4 or 5% of their business, and it's all over. Honda Wagon says Doge is pumping super hard right now. Let's have a look at Doge. Ugh. I keep looking at this chart and I keep forgetting how bad it is. So Doge actually looks different to all the other cryptos. So crypto like Bitcoin's 34,000. This one's the Enigma coin. So has it breached a nice level of consolidation? Yes. Is the volume clearly up? Yeah, even on this Bit Phoenix, it is clearly up. So you can see the volume trade for the Doge is there. If we're talking about where does the Doge go, I mean, it's got a bit of leeway till it gets back to the 29, what is that, 30 cents. So around here is going to be a big problem for it, 28 to 30 cents. But yeah, I can see why Doge is recovering. It got obliterated, and there's still a huge movement here. And everyone expects Elon, and everyone expects memes and all sorts of things to push it through. So I could see it going up here. It's a very risky trade. Very, very risky. So Rick, yeah, just draw the two trend lines and then probably look at those types of things when you're assessing the market for what you want to do next. Let's continue around the market. Welcome as well to the 1,500 viewers out there. Thanks so much, guys, for the support today. If you also want to support us, go join our second channel. It's in the it's in the chat window right now. You can click on the link. Make sure you subscribe to that. We're just aiming on getting that thing up to 1,000. That would be awesome. And you can follow us on the Discord, !Discord, or !Twitter, and follow us over FX Evolution on Twitter, where we post some pretty cool stuff. So let's go around all of our favorite stocks and break them all down. Let's look at the Twitters. Firstly, the Twitters. Oh, yes, guys. Well done, everybody. Hell yeah. The Twitters has filled the gap. And you know what we get to do when this happens, guys? What do you think we get to do when the Twitters fills the gap? Because you know I don't like this stock. But it was a trade. It was doing its thing. The Twitters filled yesterday. 2.94% filled. Completely done. Very happy. Thank you very much for always doing the same thing. Run away in the earnings. Don't be there. Even though I think next earnings might be all right. And then we come back. We get to kick it off. Goodbye, Twitter. Stocks of interest. It is gone. It's gone. We're done with it. Ugh. Jack Dorsey's second twin, that one is. That's not good. Speaking of Jack Dorsey, let's put Square at the top. We need to put Square at the top. So this stock, the pre-market here is wrong for it. But basically, it should continue nice bullish momentum. I'm a bit disappointed with the volume the last 2 days. But you know what? I like this price action. We have rejection wick. Come on, let's do it. Bitcoin recovered a little bit there. It's looking better. Everything's looking better. Jack Dorsey going to eventually, hopefully, announce the savings accounts and everything else that comes with the new Fandangled Cash App and Fandangled Bank license and everything else that's going to go on. But I like the price action. I like the two rejections. Good. CRM. It's boring. It's coiling. That's the longer term hold. We're going to move CRM all the way back down. It's going to go sit with Boeing. Where's Boeing? Where are you, Boeing? I know you're somewhere in there. There you are. You can come down here with CRM. So, TDOC. Ugh, TDOC, guys. When will it breach the 159? Please let it breach. Every day, this thing's it's just draining us. Every day just sitting there doing its thing. But once it breaches, I have faith that it can go to the 170. It's pretty good TA. I mean, basically it is slowly making a series of higher lows. It's getting through. It's getting to the good point. And yeah, it's exactly the type of zone that we'd love to see breach. So TDOC looks good. Airbnb all over the place. This is the problem with these American IPOs. They're great at the start, and then they sit there and do nothing for a long time. Even the TA is not as strong on them. Look, it's still holding. It's still showing that people are buying. So you can see the buyers here. There's buyers. There's buyers. There's buyers. They are there at the 147. They are showing that there's something going on. There's bigger volumes still, or decent volumes. So I do believe there's buyers here in the recovery play for Airbnb, but time will tell. I'm not loving the chart as much as we did a few days ago. Apple still looks good. Hopefully we can breach and move back up to the 136. That's kind of my aim there for Apple. Looks good. Snow consolidating around above the 235. Once it gets past this area here, should move relatively quickly up to like the 260 to 270. That looks good. End phase getting close to the end. It's the end phase. 175 was our target. Nice closure yesterday. I hope to see that go long today. Shopify has no idea what it's doing. In fact, I'm going to get rid of that from the chart because it made the full move that we were looking for. Let's go look at ARK. I think it's looking good. Looks fine to me, does the ARK. Nothing wrong there. It's moving on through. ARK G looks good. Trying to breach. That's actually pretty nice. Very close to breaching. 92, a clean target here for ARK G if it can get through. All of those as well. So much pent up, like moving averages sitting behind on the daily. That's awesome. I like that. Astro says shop. I'm sorry, man. Astro, I just removed it. Look, it's at a high. I expect consolidation at this level. Maybe it blows through and it keeps going, but it hit what we were looking for. CRSP. CRISPR. Like ARKG. Long leg doji yesterday. Long leg doji. So hopefully we get, some decision made above this point at the resistance, and it can go towards 136. I've got bigger plans for the CRISPR. I would love to see this thing break past 136 and go mental like it did before, but we'll have to find out. Risky company. They could make a lot of bad choices. Pins, very close now. This is another hyperstock that's been moving. PLTR, grinding it out higher. That's good to see. AMD, we've done our cover on it. Z, the Zillow, terrible. We need to see more here. This thing sucks. It just doesn't breach correctly, and we need it to get through these series of lower peaks. Just TA-wise, I don't love it so much, but I hope it can recover. We'll continue watching it. And, of course, yesterday's triumph was the SPLK. We got lucky here as a community. I mean, basically, we sell the double bottom. We saw the break of the trend line. That was pretty sweet. But overall, yeah, we got lucky because that's just great news. And my problem with SPLK is it moves so quickly that often it will give up a bit of that and then kind of meander on later. So just be warned that this could sit there doing not much for a while now. I think the initial move is over. I've still got plans for it, but yeah, that was just a little bit too fast, too quick for my liking. Another one that we bought on the charts yesterday was the old Beyond. And take a look. Yes. Take a look. Beyond. Indecision candle at our series of lower peaks. Sweet stuff. Sweet stuff. Imagine if we get a little closure above here, Beyond. Can we get it? I'm going to set an alert and I'm going to look at it. And then I'm going to say that is a very scary stock with the pumpy dumpy. That's what Beyond is. But it's making a descending triangle at this point, which is not a bullish. A lot of people would not see that as a bullish kind of thing. However, the way I look at it and the way Tyrone looks at it, and we always look at it at the company, is really that this type of thing is actually just indecision. If we get a closure above or closure below, in many ways that means decision made. So that's really cool. Infinite, we did square. You can go check it out. Just look back a little bit. There's no problems with doing that. Thank you as well to all the subscribers coming in. Appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are awesome. 1,550 people. We are 31 minutes away from market open. We're just doing our coverage of some of the stocks we've been looking at. Let's have a look at JD.com because people are getting a little bit excited about this idea of getting into these Chinese stocks. And I can see why. Every other hyper stock, which technically JD, remember, was moving with, these were all syncing together. JD is a hyper stock. So is, the rest of them. They're really, really good. Then came the problems with everything to do with, of course, the Chinese trades. And at this point, we're at a point now where we're seeing the recovery. JD's super close to becoming an interesting trade, but I'm just wondering whether there's too much risk here. Let's have a look at all of them. Let's have a look at Baidu. Baidu, little bit of volume spike there the other day. Obviously it's puny still, these volumes, but a little bit of volume spike. Nice little bit of recovery. Let's go to the 2 hour. Okay. Oh, yeah. I see that. I see that little sneaky breakout. New peak coming through. Nice bit of consolidation. I could imagine there are some traders here on the Baidu. Let's have a look at PDD. This thing looks sick as. I bought it on the chart because I thought it might be a decent company, but I tell you what, I don't think it is. That chart looks disgusting. In fact, get out of here, PDD. Barber. Okay. Very close. And in fact, what we saw with the pre-market, 213.36, could this be making a smaller time frame recovery at this point? We've got a series of lower peaks, lower peaks, lower peaks, lower peaks. Yes. So we could be in a very clear point of finding some recovery there on the Barber stock. Look, they're all at support. It's not hard to put a horizontal line through these lows and say, okay, this stock doesn't make any sense. But I think the geopolitical problems here are big. And I think also I prefer to see this series of lower peaks get taken out here for Barber. And then I'll feel much better about it. I just feel like, it's not much to give up, a few dollars if you wanted to get into it. And we've got so much headwinds in our way. So they are kind of scary, these stocks. Terry Chow says PDD is full of scams. Well, there you go. That's not good. Now, Anil has brought up exactly what we need to be doing, which is looking at Tesla. We need to look at Tesla. Hilal Jera says, Tom, you are the man. Appreciate it, Hilal. Look, with the community is what's up. That's what's up. The community is rocking right now. It's awesome to see so many people sharing so much stuff. Great to see. Tesla, the bin, maybe we can have a final road to recovery. I would love to see Tesla breach this level, this 635. If that happens and we get through this series of lower peaks, it's going to be on. And everyone's going to go, woohoo, Tesla's cool again. Hopefully we've done enough with the YouTube algorithm to maybe rank a little bit for Tesla this time around. That would be cool. YouTube gods, can we rank a little bit for Tesla? We cover it every day. Come on now. No, there's channels fully dedicated to the Tesla. But if it does get through 635, then we breach this. We've got a series of higher lows coming through with that trend line. We've got the longer term devil trend line. We know 666, which is around this level here, is going to be a problem. But by the time we hit 666, considering how long this stupid thing's taken, if that does occur, we're going to breach the series of lower peaks coming through. So all of this together, could sequence something like this. And that would be cool, like 700 into 750. That would be a great road to recovery here. And it would also help the Nasdaq, remember, if we do see stuff like that. Truly Messiah says, Tom wants a Tesla. I was looking at one in my street today. I walked past it and I was like, do I want to buy that? And then I decided, probably not. Probably not at this point, but that's all right. It's okay. Maybe one day I will own the Tesla or something similar to it. So we've got the resistance 635. That's the level that I would like to see a breach. Series of higher lows. That shows me the strength is back in the market here for it. And this could be the base that we're actually forming here on Tesla. And I hope it is for a lot of you guys out there. For the shorters, you guys know where it's all at. 560, close underneath that. Bleh. 450, I believe we go to 500. Lunch Money, Tom, is DE Deer ready to be shorted again? Lunch Money, if you scroll back a little bit, we did cover off Deer. We covered the fact that it went kind of bullish yesterday. And the rest of the market is, of course, at this point, flat to bullish. So we've got to be careful on Deer. Like any short, you've got to find the key zones. And it hit the first level, that's for sure. Sarah Jane coming in with a $4 donation. Thank you very much, Sarah Jane. Appreciate it. New Zealand, $4. Hi, Tom. Can you please look at DHI Dr. Horton? Dr. Horton? Oh, I get it now. Thank you very much, Sarah, for your support. So this is signed off by Dr. Horton as well. Oh, it's not. It's actually called Dr. Horton. Well, I missed that, Sarah Jane. I thought you might have been related to Dr. Horton or something, who is a member of the community. Let's have a look at this one. So, beautiful base on the 2 hour. So, look at the daily. Okay. Got to be careful there with that increased volume. decent volume through these days, shows accumulation. Let's go down to a 1 hour chart. I don't mind this. I think it's doing the right types of things. You've got the base, which is effectively a double bottom. You're kind of breaching past those two lower peaks, which means you're in the road to recovery. You've gotten through this horrible zone over here, which is there. Dr. Horton is home builders. Really? Why do they call themselves Dr. Horton? Dr. Horton, they build your house. Crazy. I don't know this stock. How big is it? Really big. But I still don't know it. I've never traded it. It's not an industry that usually interests me. So yeah, closure above this point is what you're looking for. See how there's like all these weak rejections? We've got rejection, 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 little closure above, and that should try to signal some further bullish momentum. You're probably looking at targets from a technical perspective around that 96.50. That's the kind of zone that you're certainly looking for. Yeah. We've got a question coming in here from Don Juan. Says, Clov, Jim Cramer. What did he say? I want to know what Jim Cramer said. Someone deleted the damn message. I can't get it back, guys. I was reading that. Dr. Horton, yeah. I wouldn't touch this, someone says. Yeah. Oh, Dr. Horton, no doctor. Oh, yes, of course. Oh, well. Mr. Sparky, super chat $5. Hi, Tom. Fig's IPO has done pretty well. Any advice, you mean educational content, on whether to let it go soon? You're going to make your own decision here, Mr. Markey. They're like the Nike of scrubs for health workers. Oh, that's pretty cool. Figs. Damn. Nike for scrubs is doing really, really good. Non-durable apparel footwear with some serious moves. Oh, okay. That Clov thing was Jim Cramer just tweeted about Clov. We don't even know if that happened. I don't know. Did it happen, guys? Already up 15% pre-market. Don't miss out. This one's going to fly up, says Don Juan. All right, Don Juan. When you're watching Jim Cramer's Twitter, that is terrifying me. The problem with this is we have very little data on it. So you would know, of course, this is done incredibly on the IPO. We have a rule in the American IPOs, and that is it's glorious and then it's crapper for like 12 to 18 months. Now, it usually goes this way. The only one that went glorious straight away and then went crapper later was, of course, Coinbase because it had so much hype. But we'll use Exhibit A, Airbnb, IPO, glorious, crapper. Let's go over to Snow. Glorious, crapper. So really what I guess I'm getting at is that there's often a lot of runs, a lot of hype, and that Figs shows me a huge amount of euphoria coming into this stock. I mean, you moved from a percentage of 40, that's a 31% move. This is probably not a great price stock right now by any metric. I don't know. I'd look at the fundamentals as well, but that looks pretty euphoric. Like it stopped moving from like a 2 hour 20. It's not even on a 1 hour 20. I mean, this thing's on its own 15-minute time frame, you know, kind of breaking up through there. It's not even, it's like a 5-minute 20 this thing's following. So you know it got close to 50. It just has all those hallmarks of, I don't feel so good about it. I don't feel so good about it, Marky Sparky. Mountain Fortress says Kramer is trying to use WSB to pump, then his funds dump, leaving you holding bags. Don't listen to him. Wow, that's disturbing that he's in it. How is Jim Cramer an ape now, or some kind of ape? That's bizarre. I thought he hated all the apes. Obviously, something is changing here that I don't know about. Let's go through the dollar index because this is actually one of the cooler trades that could be setting up. DXY coming into the market 20 minutes away, by the way. Thank you very much to 1,500 viewers that are joining us for this session. So the dollar index is pulling back. It hit the 50 weekly exponential moving average. It's pulling back at this point. We've got peak, trough, lower peak, of course, lower trough, signaling we should be able to pull back. We have previous resistances, and we know this level's key. So what happens if it hits down here? Well, firstly, it's going to hit a 50 exponential moving average. So the dollar index weakens, hits the 50 exponential moving average. Do we see a lightning bolt off this recovery and then it moves up and forward? It certainly could be quite a big likelihood. And this is what you've got to be concerned of as well if you're a gold trader. Because what's gold doing? Nothing. It's horrible. It's in between two zones. Some people are drawing something like this. They're drawing like a little symmetrical between the tops and the bottoms. So they're drawing like that kind of thing, guys. And it's trapped. Gold's trapped. It's waiting to try to find direction. I've got it kind of, between the 1760 and the 1800. I'm not too interested in the middle zone here. I'm interested in the close above. I'm interested in the close below and what that means for the market here for gold and for silver. Because I think that it took a massive L. It obviously, falling knife. But we can't catch the falling knife till we see structural recovery, and we just do not have that currently in the market. Dollar index, though, much cooler from the perspective of where it's at. US oil continues its pounding on. Black gold's doing very, very well. 75 always has been our target here for it. We've been following this one as a channel, as a community now for a very long time. Most recently, of course, we were talking about a hard break of 66. Then we talked about the 7280. Go watch some of the good TA we did on that one together. Pulled back, breached that zone, and now we have to think about 75. But I'm feeling like black gold is getting very, very close to the end. JT War Eagle says Kramer is the pumpy dumpy. He certainly is. He certainly is. Amy David says Matic is jumping like a kangaroo. So that's a coin. Let's have a quick look at Matic. Wait, is it Matic the coin? Let's have a look. Matic at 122. So this has been a very popular coin. Went down to 93. It's already done a decent recovery. It's kind of like the Doge of popular coins. As in, like, it just does crazy moves. When it runs, oh man, does it run. So Matic has a lot of excitement around it. Bit of a trend line problem probably coming up for Matic soon. But this is doing the same, similar recovery actually to the Doge. Watch the space. BTC will be the decider here. And look, it's coming up right now as we speak. It's coming up to try to breach this 34,500. Can we do it? Let's go have a look at the 1 minute chart. Come on, Bitcoin. You got to get through this area. Don't let Elon take you down. We need to keep going. Truly Messiah says, looking for the DXY to be at 95 so I can get some Forex back. Yeah, that's right. Oh, here we go. Come on, Bitcoin. Yes. So close. Yes. Yeah. Woohoo. Look at it go. Yay. Oh, yeah. That's right. That's what happens when the nasty whales, they all buy the crappy positions. They're like, take that, short squeeze pricks. That's what they say. Very cool. That was a fun 1 minute chart. I enjoyed that. Alec Baldwin coming in with $2.99. PSFE TA, please, Tom. Love the content. I love what I just saw there on BTC. Does everyone else love that? Hopefully no one's short. PaySafe Limited. Oh, that's an ugly looking 1 minute chart. All right, let's get off the 1 minute for PaySafe. So, PaySafe. I don't like it. It looks sick, unfortunately. Hopefully you're short, man. That's not a good close. We didn't breach ever the 1280. Just kind of continuing its dive. It got through the last two lows and this point here, that got breached. These candles don't show me anything that's cool. Like rejection, then a closure underneath. That's not cool. I don't particularly like this one. I think, maybe it turns around, but if I wasn't in that, and I would just chill. I would just chill on PaySafe. It's really ugly. You've got a clear level where the market could recover from. I mean, you could see here lower peak, lower peak, lower peak, lower peak, all the way through. You get a recovery, then you can start talking about the bull side. But that's an ugly chart, man. I'm sorry to tell you. Alpha T, $2. Unity Software. Oh, we did this one yesterday. Yep. Breached yesterday. Another strong day, 2.2%. Nothing really has changed on what we're seeing on this chart. Volume has stayed relatively consistent. This is a software, it's actually a graphics engine, I think, company. You can see that it's coming back pretty strong. Yeah, I mean, first step's probably like 113. It's at 110. So it should have a little bit more leeway in it before it finds any resistance selling. Unity still looks good, man. Nothing really changing from yesterday, Alpha T. Ultimus says Super Chat works 1 out of 10 times. What do you mean, Ultimus? What are you talking about, bro? You can't Super Chat, or you Super Chat and then it doesn't come through? Tell me. I need to know. A few people asking about Plug. I saw that moved yesterday. It was pretty cool. Hit the first level. So we theorized that if it got through this little peak, it would start to go bullish. Nice volume coming in for the session. Hopefully Plug can go towards the next level. So once you breach 34.50, you'll go towards 37.29. I believe that's the next participation phase. It's what it couldn't do before. We have been following Plug, but unfortunately got involved in a whole bunch of squeeze. And yesterday came in strong with the earnings. So earnings pushed it here. Hopefully now it can continue up, and that's the next target that we've got on it, that 37.40 zone. Alzeria says gold is sleeping. That's right. Ultimus says I can't super chat, it fails. It should work fine. I mean, it's obviously just using Google's system. I will implement a second super chat for people though, because people want to super chat, not super chat, but donate and ask questions. I mean, they can't do it in their country, so we will be doing that. So we are 12 minutes away from the market. We've got US 100 coming in with the 0.04 down. We've got the US 500 flat as attack, US 30 boring. Pretty much most of the trade seems to be in the cryptocurrencies today and oil, surprisingly enough. US 10-year treasuries has spiked up a little bit. Is that concerning to us? Not at this stage. I think we need to see more here. I've even got a more defined trend line as well to be watching. So I'm not really too concerned about the 10-year treasury just yet. We will watch the space, but we just check on it when we feel like checking on it. We've done all our stock checks, so we're ready for all of those and where we've been looking at. I guess we'll hand it over to the community and what you guys want to have a look at. So let me read the super chats and messages now. Kevin says oil is still on the move. Pagoli says Crocs, please. I hate this stock. No, actually, I like Crocs. I just don't quite understand the overall sugar rush and when it will end. There's not much TA you can do here other than to say it looked like a false breakout. It breached underneath. Yesterday, very strong move. It is above the resistance again. Not really one that I would trade at this point. 20 moving average is the key here, though. You can see that. Daily 20. Just watch that, check it out, and have that ready. Marvin the Martian says, let's do the pump music. Yeah, we can probably do that one. I'll have to put it on the screen specially for you. So how are we at? 500 likes. I'm not even sure. We need 500 likes, guys. Oh, we're smashing that. You already got us to 600. All right, we'll play the pump music. We need it today. Maybe it will go towards whatever stock you're in, whatever crypto you're in. I wish you all the best. It's going to be a sweet session, I hope. Slow start, but possibly some fireworks throughout the session. Let's do it. right, everybody. Thank you very much for watching today. So far, we are 10 minutes away from market open. I hope this is what happens to your stock today. Might be pretty loud. Whew. Doesn't get much better than that, except for when every one of our stocks and cryptos goes up in value. Whether that's what's up. That's what's up. Kevin N says you're at 606. You got to pump it right now. Oh, we did. We also have another donation coming in here from Muhammad Al-Masari, AED, $25. Hey, Tom, loving the stream. Great. Thank you very much, man. Glad you're enjoying it. Any thoughts on natural gas and SE? All right, let's have a look at SE. C Limited. Look, my thoughts are that C is at the resistance. We are in a massive channel. It is a great company with incredible ability to execute in every country that's gone. It trades at an insane multiple, a very scary multiple, in fact, something that I would not think is very, very cool, because yeah, we've got resistance at this stage. I'm waiting for it to breach. It doesn't show any signs of letting up, but you know, technically if it closes through, it could continue becoming euphoric and looking great. The problem I have with SE, the multiple is just nuts. So take it more as a trade from this perspective. I think there will be points in this year that you might be able to pick this stock up cheaper. Great execution. Amazing how they've been able to pull it through. And it's at the peak. And you can see here in the last 2 days of trade, it's kind of like Square. 2 little bullish hammers here. That's, to me, showing further potential for strength as well. So it does look good. The other one you had a question for was natural gas. Let's have a quick look at the natural gas chart. That has been horrible for some time. Let's see how it's breaking through. So last time we looked at natural gas, we were trading around $3, if I remember rightly. Was it here? Yeah. And we were talking about the breach pushing us to 344, which it has at this point. And actually, this thing is looking like it's going to go to the next zone. So natural gas is one of the only commodities that is super far behind where it's been over the recent years. You know, you really bring a natural gas chart out and you will notice that natural gas is one of the crappiest investments in the last decade. If you were the business in natural gas, it sucked because it did not work out for you. But yeah, it's about to breach this zone. That could actually put a big firecracker under it. And the next level that I think makes sense on natural gas, is it probably the $4? Yeah, just underneath $4. So 340 into 4 makes some sense here, and you are about to breach it. Yeah, not bad at all. I hope it does happen because it's been a long time coming for this one. A long time coming. Kevin says, my kids told me natural gas is horrible. That's true. Paul Bayless, love this channel. Tom, do you think ADA will proof the head and shoulders? No. There's a head and shoulders. Where are we looking at the head and shoulders? I'm not sure. Are you saying like an inverse one? 1 hour? Inverse one. Yeah. Should proof. So what you're saying is you got head to the shoulder. You're taking the distance of this, breaking it out. Let's have a look at the proof. It's not going to fully proof because you've got problems at $1.40 here for ADA. Let's have a look at the daily. Yeah. Look at that long leg doji though. Decision made. Oh, it's great in the crypto world. I'm telling you, these are all looking really, really, really good. And I hope they do play out. I see your inverse. I'm not sure if it'll proof exactly, but $1.40 seems quite likely. Nice comment there. It's good. Thank you to all the subscribers coming in as well. Appreciate you guys. Corbin Young says, I'm watching AAPL and OSTK. Yes, fair enough. That's good. Let's break this down to the 4 main things that we'll be watching throughout the session. I guess we've still got to go AMC here and watch that on the 5-minute, 15-minute chart. We'll watch it on the 5-minute. What is moving the most today? Usually I chuck that on the charts as well. So let's quickly have a look here. Looks like CLOV is probably going to be in one of the bigger movers for the session. We'll do our Tilray analysis in just a couple of sections as well. So I've been asked that quite a few times tonight. From the bigger stocks, I guess we've got to put Tesla in just because it's the first time Tesla's actually been up on top of the list for a long time. 631.81. Let's go to a 5-minute chart for Tesla. 631.89 now. Perfect. And then we'll put CLOV on here so you guys can see how that's trading. Now, we've just been informed that Kramer is in CLOV. That's not cool. We don't want Kramer anywhere near anything that we're looking at. If Kramer's in it, that's terrifying. Mountain Fortress says Bitcoin is on such sharp downtrend move. Look at how much it lost. It has lost just this month, 40K to 30K. It's normal though. Bitcoin's insane. You know, if you trade that kind of market, you've got, you know, big steal because it's pretty nasty, the stuff that goes on there. We'll watch the US 500 coming into the session as well. It's probably going to be the one that moves around a little bit. I would say the others move more. Oh, actually, watch the US 100. There we go. Kramer will short CLOV, says Truly Messiah. Probably will. XLM Vet for Life says ENPH, baby. That's right. That's been doing well. And Sherlock Holmes wants NVIDIA. So we've got 3 minutes to go. Let's do our NVIDIA Tilray. So we'll bring up NVIDIA first. Make more 3080s. 761 in the pre. This thing's an animal. It's a beast. Big bullish hammer. You know, we theorized 700 was resistance. It breached hard, came back, gave us entries if we wanted to get back into it, just because we could get it around that 710. Did we get 710? I think it was 712. Yeah. Then it's gone bullish again. It's no stopping this stock. Let's have a look at the 2-hour. Oh, wow. I mean, NVIDIA, it's unstoppable. But is it really following any particular strong, you know, we can see where we can buy every single time? I would say no. It's just so bullish. Hard to trade technically other than the target of 700 and now the target of 800. Every $100, guys. Every $100 becomes important. And I would say NVIDIA's definitely putting in the buy the rumor, sell the fact for the split. There's no way that stock is going to be that great after the split. It just doesn't seem to make sense. A few people saying, will Harry eventually come back out? We're not sure about that one. For anyone that doesn't know, Harry is the biggest fan on this channel from a perspective of Tesla. And he left us. He left the community when Tesla went down, but he'll come back. Yeah, I could see Tilray actually putting in work here. Volume is down, though. I think with weed stocks, the problem is that they're just not really that profitable. And picking the one that's going to be successful in the future is tough. At this point, they're not that profitable. Closure above here should trigger more interest in Tilray. So you are correct. That's the thing that we're looking for. All right, we've got our market broken down. We're ready here. We've got CLOV. We're 1 minute away. I'll get the bell. Actually, 30 seconds. I'll get the bell ready for you guys. Here we go. Welcome to Wednesday Market Open, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you have a very successful session. And yeah, we're ready to see how this all opens up. And here it goes. We are about to pop. 8 seconds. T-minus 5 seconds now. 4, 3, 2, 1. And boom, we're off. US 100 actually gets a small buy there in the session. Tesla 630.84 opens at 1.1. CLOV opens up 9.4, but does sell instantly. Let's scroll through all of these ones. We've got BTC, obviously up the top here. All of that. US oil holds 1.27 on the open. Square, surprisingly, not opening as bullish as I would hope. 0.39 sucks. Should be a little bit better, I would hope, for that. TDOC 0.23. How about the rest? AMD flat. SPLK gives up some of the percentage it put on yesterday. No surprise there. TDOC 0.23. Yeah, as we said. Scroll through. DKNG $50.80. That's nice. Beyond floating around. Tesla finding strength. 636 up 2 now. I think the Tesla bulls are coming back in. We've been thinking it for a few days now. Everything started to look better. And I know it's those little nuances in the trade, but everything did start to look better. AMC 57. So until it breaches, what is this, like 63.22, we're just in the trading range. And you can see that previous resistance acting as support through currently. CLOV interest. Let's have a look at interest moving up on CLOV. Yeah, certainly a lot of retail community are discussing it right now. Tesla boomstick. Yeah, Tesla 638, 2.31. So that's probably the best stock that we're seeing in the session on our watch list. Let's have a quick look here at the percentage changes. Roku, another machine, 2.5. SE, 1.76. It's a strong stock, that SE. Tesla, second to the top. Can it get number one podium position? It's meant to be fastest cars. Come on, guys. There we go. Bang. For a few seconds, it's there. Square now starting to push. That's much better from Square. 1.3. That 0.6, that sucked. Or 0.4 or whatever it was. That was terrible. So all of the retail community stocks, most of the ones that I know a lot of you guys do like to trade, they're all doing quite nice. Nvidia, yeah, it's good. Let's go over here to the screener, speculation screener. And again, we have pretty decent moves. CLOV now up 15. Sundial. Palantir with a 1%. That's nice. Even Corsair. So quite a few of the squeezes. Just a little bit of movement here in the session. You'll know Sundial, if that's coming in 4%, be interesting to see if that can actually squeeze again back to that $1.40 area. So it looks like today's story is going to be Tesla. I feel like that's the one that's been underappreciated in the markets, like the sleeper hit. I'm not saying it's necessarily cheap or anything like that, but you know, it's breached the 635. Now it goes to the trend line, and that could be the story throughout the session. Truly Messiah says, Tom, Square looks bearish, mate. Come, man. Come, man, Truly Messiah. Don't make me sad today. We've got to be happy. We're all in this together, and come on, Jack Dorsey. You can push this thing through. We need strength in it. We need strength. Truly Messiah says, when Tom says PLTR with 1% is nice, it only means he's leaving. That is true. No, look, I'm pretty bullish and optimistic for today. I think that the Nasdaq's doing the right things. Bitcoin's doing the right things, and the rest is all going well. So yes, it does mean I'm leaving, and yes, I will be here again tomorrow. Quick just reminder for everybody, if you're interested in supporting the stream as well, come and visit us. I'm doing a special event with Pepperstone tomorrow, 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, 24th of June. We'll be doing that over on the Pepperstone channel. You can come into our Discord community, !Discord, get the link there, or of course, follow us over on the Twitters. In fact, I think I retweeted it today, so let me just quickly go to the profile. There it is. I will get the link. And yeah, definitely come along and view it. We'll be talking about squeeze stocks. We'll be going deep into some cool analysis. It'll be a pretty decent education event. We'll also be talking about, I think, probably everything to do with where we want to position in, how we want to position in, Wyckoff, a whole bunch of discussion about crypto as well. So AMC, GME, US stocks, and of course, crypto discussion. It's going to be a good event. Come and join us, 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for the donations today, guys. We will see you tomorrow for another stream. It's going to be an awesome day. Catch you, everyone. Bye. Hylel Jera says CLOV is very bullish. Yeah, well, there's still a lot of runway for the stock tweets to move up there in the messaging. Let's have a look. Let me have a look at the messaging app. Is it real time? Yeah, certainly is starting to push heavily. Be careful out there, guys. US oil, $74. Holy hot damn. It only needs one more buck. We're so close to the pinnacle, the tippity top for US oil. And then it'll probably go on to 80 and everyone will be